Oh, well, hello there. So today, we skipped yesterday, unfortunately. More fish talk today. You guys remember that show, Breakfast with the Beatles? Well, for me this morning, it was like breakfast with great fish songs. And I saw a video yesterday on YouTube. It was like a pyramid of great athletes. I was like, that's a good idea. I like that. There needs to be like a fish pyramid, like the pyramid of greatness. Then it just gets really hard. It's almost like the Hall of Fame, you know. This is basically, and then I recently tried this hypothetical greatest hits album. It's hard to do on just like one single imaginary disc. And poor chalk dust got left off. So same thing with the greatness pyramid. It's like, oh boy, you know, and I'm gonna unveil it here. You'll see, or maybe it'll be over here. I don't know. I'm not very good at this, and I'm not so artistic either. You might notice my pyramid. You're like, bro, that would not stand as long as the pyramids in Egypt have. That's for sure. So, but other than the kind of janky pyramid and the fact that there's some songs, it's like, yeah, somebody's going to get left off. Somebody's going to get put in there. I didn't really have a set number of songs I wanted. I don't really know what the cutoff was. Some of it's like, okay, this is just a great song. And there's like, okay, this song has turned into a great song live. Some songs I was like biased against because they haven't been around long enough. Covers were out the window. So, I don't know. This is what we got. I feel like no, I feel like on top of the pyramid, it was simple. You enjoy myself, no doubt about it. Then you got Mike's Groove, which would be Mike's and Weekapog, and I guess you can get a hydrogen in there as well. But we'll just say Mike's and Weekapog for sure. Hood and Tweezer, Reba Gin. So all those were pretty easy. But then like, well, why's not Antelope and Bowie not up there? Part of it's personal preference, and it's like you got to separate at some point. Antelope, I don't know what's separate. I mean, see, this is where it gets hard. I just feel like consistency. I mean, like, what would you do? I would put a Hood, Reba, Antelope. I would think, you know. And there was a time when I was a little down with Reba, down on Reba. You know, it's just like enough. Heard enough Reba. All right. So at that point, I definitely so there's going to be that. Then you got Fluffhead down there. Fluffhead, you most of the time you're not going to get any cool jams like you could get out of a Hood or a Gin. But then Antelope, you can. Bowie, you can. Often have. And you got Down with Disease and Chalk Dust. It's like, okay, now we're starting to separate from songs like are written like You Enjoy Myself or Reba or even Weekapog. Fluffhead and Slave, Melt, probably all in that kind of. But then again, Melt, it jams. How come it's down here in the orange? And then we get to the very bottom, Divided Sky. You can be like, okay. So that song just very, again, rarely jams, but it is a great song. Could be right. It could also be on the same list with Reba and Gin. See, this is difficult. Then it's like Piper, Wolfman's, and Carini. Twist. Well, did I remove Twist? I think I removed Twist. I had Twist on here, guys, and I removed it. I think we put Wolfman's in instead of Twist. Free was also in there. Sand was up for debate. Nothing post Farmhouse really. You know, maybe that's like the chilling, thrilling stuff. Really, there's some great stuff there. It just hasn't had much of a life. You know, Fuego. Certainly not Big Boat. You know, then like people might argue like a Pebbles and Marbles. I don't know though. You know, this is where it gets hard. Maybe the pyramid needed to be bigger. But like I said, at a certain point, there's got to be a cutoff. I mean, they can't just have like 70 great songs, or can they? So, Jim, Piper, I feel good about. Lizard, Z, yeah, even though it doesn't, I mean, come on, that gets in there somehow. Something representing Game Hinge. Ghost, just its jammability. Same thing with Simple. You know, Simple right up there with Mike's Groove some nights. Divided Sky, feel good about that bottom row. Wolfman's and Carini, I could see being iffy. You know, Carini did have its life there in the 90s, though. I mean, going all the way back to the Island Tour. And then, yeah, post hiatus, Carini's kind of become a different animal. Wolfman's has always been an animal, you know. Same thing with Piper. Runaway Jim, going all the way back. Stash could possibly even be up higher, you know, but then Slave to the Traffic Light, you know, possibly it could go from the orange to not even on the list. You know, there are songs like Curtain, there's other songs up there, Curtain with that, you know, Esther's not getting on here. Sorry, guys. But there are some of those early style written songs that did not make the list at all, but Slave to the Traffic Light did. Activity plays a role. It's just too hard to do this. So I don't know. Maybe at least chime in for me and tell me, like, no, that's absolutely off the pyramid, and these songs are absolutely on the pyramid. And do you mostly agree with me that everything post Farmhouse, it's hard to put them as like all timers just yet? Although that's been over 20 years. I don't know when is the time. So this is kind of like a greatest hits Hall of Fame live studio personal opinion greatness pyramid. Thank you. Boom. We're out of here. And let me know what you think. Like and subscribe.